Would you guys sign Cam Newton? Does Josh Reynolds get more than 500 yards? I say yes, Riley Elder. I think he can get more than 500 yards. We're talking about 17 games. Yeah, and obviously our quarterback loves him. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes on that one. This one's to King, #King. If Williams starts one, is their team more of a run-focused team or a pass-heavy? What if he doesn't until week 6?
I think either way it go, I think we're going to be more of a balanced type team this season. Like I said, we got to spread the ball around. We got too much talent in so many places. I think it's going to be hard to predict what the Lions are going to do offensively. Period. Whether Williams plays game 1 or not, I think we still see a nice mixed bag of passing and throwing.
Mark Orum, what are your thoughts on some of the undrafted free agents? Do any of them make the team?
I think there's a couple guys to keep an eye on. Like we just talked about one of them, Khalil Pimpleton. I think he's a guy that has a shot maybe to make some special teams, but he's going to have to beat out a guy like Khalif Raymond, I think, in order to make this roster. But he's been making some noise in these little mini camps and these OTAs. I also like the kid out of Texas Christian, the tackle Obinna Eze.
Yeah.
I think he might have a chance to possibly maybe back up or beat out a guy like Matt Nelson for that backup offensive tackle spot. So there's a couple guys that I like, Pimpleton and Eze for sure.
I think Eze maybe has the best shot right there. I thought Bell, the running back, but we haven't heard a whole lot from him. Swift runs for 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns. Well, that would be pretty freaking good. I'd be happy about that. Here's a hard question, man. Go Lions. Why you do this to us? You always do this. #FGB. First off, I love that. Which games would you rather lose to? Dallas, Buffalo on Thanksgiving, New England, or Carolina? I'll start this one off, and I'll just let then King and Mark and Dose go here. I would rather lose to, man, I would say AFC because, it's the AFC, and you want, for
Right.
playoff rankings, you rather do it NFC. But I don't want to lose to New England because of Pat Patricia. I can't stand that dude. Obviously they can't lift him up like did Jim Schwartz when he came to Detroit and won. The players can't lift that guy up because he'll literally break all their bones. He's that heavy. But I don't want to see him happy, so I'd love to win that game. I don't want to lose on Thanksgiving. I feel like we're going to lose. I think it's destined for an L. Buffalo, I think they're going to beat us. But I would rather lose to Carolina because I want to win on Thanksgiving. It's been a long time. King, what's your thoughts on this one?
New England all day. New England, man. Like I said, it's Matt Patricia. Wherever he goes, I just want the worst. That little fat man, he burns me.
Oh, Lord. Yikes.
I really wish they would trade Darius Slay to New England. God, that would be hilarious. That would be perfect. Mark, who do you got? Who do you rather lose to?
Who would I rather lose to? I think on that list right there, man, that's tough because I hate Dallas. Patriots, man. Maybe Carolina. I'd be okay losing to Carolina. I don't want to lose to Carolina, but
Yeah.
I've been dragging Baker Mayfield through the mud lately too. So I don't really want to lose to him either. But I guess I'd be okay with losing to Carolina.
Dosa Dion, now this is an impossible question for you. Who would you rather lose to?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna get hate. First thought that came to my mind was New England, because to what you said, Mike, right away, I'm cool with losing to an AFC team, and I really don't want to lose to Carolina. Like, if you win in New England, that's legit. If you win in New England, no matter who their quarterback is, what people think, that's a good win. You're like, dang, that's not easy to go win in Foxborough. But if I go lose to Carolina, like, come on, man. After all this, we lose to Carolina. They might play two quarterbacks that game. They might
That's
rotate
true.
each drive. I can't lose to Carolina. So I guess I'll go with New England.
It's like,
But I don't wanna lose anyone.
That's a terrible question because it's all you don't want to lose any of them.
It's a terrible question.
It's a terrible
You made me
question.
change my mind, don't you? Made me change my mind on that one for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and I totally I worded mine totally wrong. I will lose to any one of those teams, but
Yeah.
New England. That's
We don't want
man.
Pat
I
Patricia
can't stand
celebrating.
New England.
Man, I can't lose to Dallas.
That
Oh,
dude,
man.
I can't lose to Dallas either. That one's just right off the table. I can't stand the Cowgirls. Hashtag everyone, do you see Holmes pulling a big trade before the regular season? No, I do not. King, do you have them pulling a big trade?
No, absolutely not. No way. No.
Mark.
Yes. Hashtag Mark. Who leads the team in interceptions?
Oh, he's reading the question.
Yes,
Mark,
I was like,
are they pulling a big trade, dog?
Yeah, I thought you wanted me to read it, bro. That's why you're like, Mark.
Oh,
All right. I'll read it. All right, bro.
he's like, yes. Well, hell, what's the big trade?
I don't know. Hashtag Mark leads the team in interceptions. Kirby, a little Canadian there. So I'm gonna say Tracy. The Tracy Walker or Amani Oruwariye will probably lead the team's interceptions. Probably AO again. So that's it, man.
It flew right over his head again. We're gonna go to Dosa
Flew in my head. I don't even know what I'm doing here. What's going on? What did I miss, man? I'm not thinking straight, man. I'm not thinking straight.
We all a little off. We all a little off board right now, man. Red made a selection and it threw me off. Now Mark is off.
I'm completely lost, man. I'll just sit here, man. Just pick me up when it's time to go.
Oh man! Hey, Dosa Dion, do you see us pulling a big trade off?
Pause, and then he reread it. That's crazy. No. But we do have cap space, so we might sign somebody.
So no, Mark, for the third time, do you see the Detroit Lions pulling off a big trade before the regular season?
No.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. I said Tracy Walker.
No, I don't see B Holmes doing any of that kind of stuff right now. No, not right now. No.
Oh man, this one's gone off the rails, folks. The Titanic has hit the iceberg. It all started with that name that somebody did that Dosa Dion had to read off. Who leads the team in interceptions, Mark? You could do it.
For real now?
Yeah, we've been for real.
Okay, man. I'm going to say Amani Oruwariye, maybe Tracy Walker, but I'll go with AO right now. He led the team last year, 6 or 7 picks. He was pretty much our only playmaker out there in that secondary. So why not be AO again? And he's creeping up on a contract too. So I think he's in a contract year, to be honest with you. So I think he's going to have a big year.
That brings up a good question here. Should we re-sign Amani Oruwariye? I'll ask that to everybody here. I say yes. I think we should re-sign him. King, what do you got?
Absolutely. Amani's been solid. Even through the terrible times, he's been solid. I'm a big Amani fan, obviously. So, yeah, absolutely, man. And I think he's definitely going to lead the team in interceptions.
Yeah, I love Amani. 5th-round pick, should have been earlier. I had him in the 2nd round in that year's mock draft. We'll get him in the 5th. Mark Orum, should we extend Amani Oruwariye?
100%. He's like we've been talking about. He was pretty much our only really real playmaker last year. So, and he's our CB1 this year. So he's a guy that you got to kind of keep around. He's a vet now. He's a guy that fell in the draft a few years back because of an injury. And one of Bob Quinn's, he didn't have a lot of good picks, but that was a pretty good pick in the later rounds. So most definitely, man, he needs a pay raise for sure.
Zach's, we're definitely live. It's 100% live right now. Dosa Dion, I already know your answer. Should we extend him to a 50-year deal or to a 150-year deal?
I was caught reading there. Okay, yes, we should extend him. With that said, though, I do want to make a little point. I'm very curious to see how this continues to work with Amani, because I think it's very impressive. We look at a lot of guys that have went through this not culture, but scheme change and have not been able to adapt to it. Amani's been one of the guys that has adapted. He's actually really improved with this change. And I give credit to the coaches because they've adjusted to who's there with Okudah and guys like that. They played different defensively. But as it continues to go on, after this season, seeing if he continues to improve all that, because if he improves off last year, you resign him, no talks. It's easy. But as it continues to go on with the new additions through the drafts, the Iffies, the Mike Hughes continue to go through, if he can continue to last, that's super impressive.
Would you guys sign Cam Newton as a functional backup? Everything King. I'm curious to see what you think.
I'd sign Bobby Boucher right now.
Oh, Lord. Hey, Boucher different.
Anybody, just give me something. No, I don't think that happens. Would I? I really wouldn't mind it, to be honest. It's like I said, we just never have a functional guy at backup. Period. So if the Lions did something like that, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it, but it's probably not something I would do.
Mark Orum, Cam Newton.
No, man, I wouldn't sign Cam. We're 4, 5, 6 years too late for that, man. I've been watching him a little bit on some podcasts, and that man's delusional. I saw him talking with Channing Crowder, I think it was, and he was just spouting off stuff that didn't make any sense. And Channing Crowder was like, "Come on, man, you got you're not. You're done,
I got to see his interview, man."
It was bad, man. He's just a delusional guy, man. He thinks he's still relevant. Those days are done, and he's not going anywhere to become a backup. He still thinks he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He honestly does. I just seen the podcast not too long ago, man. He honestly thinks he's still relevant. So he wouldn't be coming here to be a backup. He'd start all kinds of noise, and no one signed him. So no, I wouldn't sign him.
Record broken on LNU. We had 171 people in the chat. Record smashed. Thanks to you guys. Great job. And I just seen that pop up. Out freaking standing. Dose of Dion. Would you sign Dose of Dion as a backup quarterback?
Without question. As I said, look, here's the thing. I was telling y'all earlier, man, I already got the sign of approval. I already know what it's about. Like, that's the thing, man. And that's what's crazy. I play so much Madden that I know I would get out there and command the huddle. Okay, I'll give you the hot routes. I'll click the triangle button. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just absolutely, I would sign myself. Of course. You got to believe in yourself. I would sign myself.
Perfect.